This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, Friday, October 27th. Today, PA Day for the kids, which is why somebody texted in that I was a dirty old man on the show this morning.
Completely inappropriate for the little ears listening this morning.
Thank goodness they weren't listening.
What
they
were
were
you
all
being
sleeping.
dirty about?
It was around
birthdays.
When I said waking up with Mark and Charity mornings, unless you work the overnight show, then you're going to bed with Mark and Charity.
Which didn't quite sound right.
Doesn't sound right. Hey, I'm showering with Mark and Charity. Doesn't sound right. Boom,
well,
dirty old man.
It's when people say to you too, I wake up every morning with you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, but it kind of sounds a little weird.
In your head during rehearsal. Anyway, that's kind of the way the show went today.
Pretty much.
Started that way and didn't get a whole lot better. Got talking about Halloween costumes for wee little kids. As younger moms and dads are going to get out and enjoy their first Halloween with the kids, what costumes are good to do, and various other things going on with a busy weekend coming up with the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, brought to you by the great folks at Simple Desk in Trenton.
Simple Desk in Trenton is your ultimate destination to streamline, market, and strengthen your business's brand. Jenny, the visionary behind Simple Desk, took her commitment to business support a step further by creating Brazen, an event for women who dare. After the event's sellout in 2023, get ready for an even bigger and bolder Brazen 2024. The full-day experiential event is packed with networking, vendor booths, exciting giveaways, delicious food, and a speakers panel of incredible female entrepreneurs sharing their inspiring stories. Don't miss out on Brazen 2024. Mark your calendars for May 31st. Tickets go on sale November 1st. For all the details, visit simpledesk.ca/Brazen. And be sure to follow Brazen on Instagram at Brazen Events 1.
So first things first, we got talking about safety, or very safe, costumes for young children.
Which, as you were... Can I be completely honest?
Yeah.
As you were doing that list this morning, it was kind of like, hooey.
What do you mean? Like,
it just seems kind of obvious.
Well, very true. In fact, I look at it and I went, don't we do this every year? And then the voice in my head said, but every year there's some parent with a 4 or a 5-year-old who's kids have never been on a school bus, and when we do school bus safety.
Of course.
But
at the same time, I think, okay, this is kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Like, don't have costumes your kids are going to trip over.
Right.
It's the same as when we were growing up, it was more the focus on the masks. Mm-hmm. I remember every year being told, wear a mask that you can see your because they used to be the plastic masks. The
elastic in the back.
With the slits for eyes. And everybody used to go on about how unsafe they were because you couldn't see. You didn't have the peripheral, am I saying it right?
Correct.
Vision. So you'd have blind spots. And they said, it's just not safe.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned about the kids being excited. And they're going to be darting in and out across the street. You can tell them 100 times. But parents and other people on the road, especially drivers, be careful, be aware, keep your eye out for them.
They said princess costumes, like long gowns.
And they were very specific about the costumes. I thought, that could be said by anybody.
Whoever wrote that article, their kids fell down.
Exactly. Right. Well, that's just it. We always get the warnings because it happened to someone, right? Someone did it.
Like when they said, don't be careful with the clown costume because a very young child with the big clown shoes. Well, who puts clown shoes on a 5-year-old?
Did they really say that, or is that where your mind went?
No, that's what it said.
Because of the shoes?
The article.
It's because of the shoes.
The shoes. They'll fall down.
Who puts freaking clown shoes on a child?
5-year-old or whatever.
But it was interesting because before we did it, you said to me, just think of some of your kids' costumes because I'll probably ask you what you dressed your kids in.
Here, where my thumb is.
No, I believe you.
No, look at that line.
No, I believe you. Use the right jack-o'-lantern costumes, long skirts and big clown shoes.
Yeah, of course.
Well, if someone did that, then they're ridiculous.
Of course.
But with you making me go back and think about what my kids were dressed up as, I thought, oh, that's so fun. Oh, they were so
when they were like 4 or 5.
We never had any clowns.
Yeah.
Nobody was a clown. I have boys, and not that boys can't be princesses, but we never had like a prince or princess. We didn't do that.
Yeah.
It's always been more superheroes. And Ben was a train one year. He was Thomas the Train. But
Thomas the Tank Engine? Good for him.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
But nothing, I'm trying to think. There was one costume Ben had. He was a ninja. And I have the picture. It's so cute. He was a little ninja. And I'm taking a picture, the picture you take at the beginning of the night of them dressed up before it all goes chaos and you lose things.
Yeah.
And Nathan's standing there proud in his policeman uniform, and Ben's standing in his ninja, and he's looking up, and the mask has come up over his face because he had a half mask that was only supposed to cover his nose and mouth.
Yeah.
Well, it had come up, and I didn't notice it until after I took the picture, and I'm looking back, I'm like, this is the best. Like, he's looking up so he can see underneath the mask that has bunched. It's the cutest thing in the world. But I thought, why would you like, that's awful. He's going to run into so many things with that mask on. And it did come off, I remember, shortly after we started, because it was just too hard to, it wouldn't stay in place.
Yeah.
And it just became too difficult for
Not
him
very ninja-like at all.
No. And then, sorry, I got one more story. But
No,
if you
for
want
sure.
to go.
No, go ahead.
But we did take a kid out last year with us, a friend of one of the boys who dressed up as a goalie. You want to talk about an awkward costume? The poor kid.
My God. Oh,
Right?
no.
He's
Right.
so,
Yeah.
he's got the big goalie pads on, and
course he
he's
does.
running up.
Oh, that's not right. That poor kid. They're just laughing at him.
Oh, but it was a really good costume in theory. Like, he looked great. But you want to talk safety and awkwardness, not
right.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all going to dress up like the Wizard of Oz. Who wants to be Tin Man? Not me.
Yeah. There's another one, right?
No, not
Now,
me.
did your kids ever have awkward costumes or
there
anything you remember?
There was a costume that they both wore that was my favorite, and it was a pumpkin. So it was, they would be like 3 years old, like the body of the pumpkin, and then the hat was the top with the...
Yes.
And I have a picture of me, I think, holding each one of them, when each one of them would have been 3.
Yeah.
So when Steph was
In
done
this
being
pumpkin.
3, and a pumpkin put in, Andrew's got the biggest grin on. But we
is
never,
cute.
I don't think we ever did masks. We did face painting. So there was, I know Steph was a clown. That was a great costume. She made a great clown when she was probably
And no
like
clown
5.
shoes.
No
clown shoes. Well, that's good
silly.
because that's unsafe.
Unsafe, the big floppy clown
That's right.
shoes.
Stay away from the clown shoes.
So, yeah, but I remember that, and I was nervous out there with them because I was the
Really?
one that went out. I do remember, like, I wanted to make sure I could always see where they were. You know, don't go
Really?
inside the house. Don't run away. Stay. Both of you, when you're done, come back down the driveway to me. I'll stay here. And I just, yeah. I don't know if it was being dad or being nervous or sign of the times or whatever it was. But,
I don't think I've ever been nervous. As I
but
said
you're
to
in
you,
the middle of nowhere. You don't do 100 houses.
We do go into town. We go into Campbellford. We do like a cul-de-sac. It's not even a cul-de-sac. It loops around. So
Okay, right.
We'll park, and then the kids. And honestly, and we see a lot of we know a lot of the same people who come to that area because it is really good for kids. There's no sidewalks, but nobody drives. Like, everybody parks at the bottom of this street, and the kids just basically run, and it's great. So I can't say I've ever been nervous. It's kind of like, okay, we'll kind of meander behind you. I always keep, like, I can see them. Mm-hmm. But in that instance, they can run back and forth because there's no vehicle traffic. All the kids are just going crazy, going from door to door. So I can't say I've ever been nervous.
People on that street must buy $1,000 worth of candy. They must
They
just
do
know.
very well.
Yeah.
The houses are all decorated like right up,
So
and
good.
and because of that, I think because parents just kind of stand at one end and just let them go, and then they circle back around and they can kind of do it on their own.
Yeah. I remember, I don't know if I mentioned the podcast or whether it was on air or it was only on the podcast again, like 50 years ago, every house was lit up and gave away candy, whereas now it might be half. I don't even know whether... We
had to, especially during COVID, we had to explain to them, if there isn't a light on, you just keep moving. Don't stand there and keep ringing the doorbell. Or they're not coming. Just move on.
Yeah, you don't want them to come at that point.
Well, yeah, no. No, they won't be happy. Just move on.
Yeah, there's not a lot of tricks or treats.
But that's interesting you say that because I don't remember there being... I never thought about it, I guess. And then when you said that, I'm like, yeah, everybody...
Yeah, when I was a kid,
had a light on and be standing there waiting for you.
But like we said yesterday, apples and all kinds of stuff, but that's not the case anymore. But anyway, so just keep them safe. We talked about the safe, especially for the wee kids there and the other group. Here's something we didn't talk about, but I'll just spend 30 seconds on it. We can talk more about it. And that is, what do you do when the 15 and 16-year-olds come up?
Oh, yes.
And
we got to talk about this on Tuesday, too.
Because my answer to that is give them what they want. let them be a kid.
What's the problem with
Do
them
you
showing at
know
your door?
how hard it is growing up?
100%.
And if they look like they're 14 or 15 and quote unquote should know better,
what should they know?
Everything is hard for them now.
Yeah, I don't understand that phrase.
If this is fun for them, oh my God, give them some candy and let them still be a kid.
I'm sorry, you and I are dressing up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I
No, I
expect
know.
candy.
Yeah.
I'm going to
okay.
go around to people's desks and be like, yeah. No, I won't.
Yeah.
But the point is, if they are trying to,
Hang
if they
on,
want to hang on to that,
Yeah.
then why can't they have a piece? It's a piece of candy, folks.
Yeah.
Like they're not.
No, they're having fun.
They're not getting into trouble.
Yeah.
They're not being. Now, I do say they need to be polite.
And they are.
If
The
they're
ones that come to our
rude-
house, they are.
If they're rude, then I do have an argument. But
Sure.
if they're coming to your door, what's the problem? Like if they want to trick or treat, what is the problem?
Yeah, because invariably there'll be somebody on social media who's like, "Oh, I had some 15-year-olds come, and I had to tell them this is supposed to be for kids." What are you talking? Do you know how hard it is for 15-year-olds with social media now to have fun?
Kids
They're
grow up
under
so
such
fast.
pressure. It's true.
And that phrase is, I'm so old.
But it's so true
But they
now.
do.
And we
They
make
do.
them
Their
grow up quickly.
Exactly.
We're
Their
giving
childhood
them
goes like
phones
that.
when they're 5.
Let them have this.
Let
Let them have
it.
some fun.
Yep.
Nathan has talked this year because he is in grade 7. And we did have that conversation. Totally left it up to him. And he's like, I don't know, Mom, should I? I said, that's up to you. How do you feel? Do you want to go out? Like, it's totally up to you.
Yeah.
What you want to do. He's like, I think this might be my last year. I said, fair enough. I said, and I know there's other kids in his class and his classmates or people his age that aren't. And that's fine. They don't want to. Great. We like to dress up, though, as
Yeah.
you know. Like,
Yeah.
we do make a big deal about it. It's like, okay, what are we going to dress up as?
You can do family
Exactly.
costumes.
So if he wants to, absolutely. And if he wants to do it next year, absolutely. Yeah, let's go have some fun because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be this big, they can't, there's an age limit, they can't. Says who? Mm-hmm. Who sets the rules?
Invariably, somebody will do it. You know what? I think
know.
if they let me, I'd dress out and go out. I'd go.
I'm
would.
not even getting candy.
Yeah.
And as you just pointed, like we do, Wayne and I both dress up. We have dressed up with the kids every year. It's like, yes, now we have kids. We can get away with it.
We should have more children.
Not look like the weird ones just walking around with these costumes on. But yeah, like I'm with you. I don't understand what the big deal is.
So this is the weekend to go buy it if you don't have any.
Your candy, yes.
Or whether you bought it with the best of intentions and now it's gone. And
No shame in that.
No shame.
Nobody's judging.
It happens.
Yep, absolutely. You know what? Sometimes the box falls open. What are you supposed to do?
And then it just kind of happens.
Exactly.
Played Thriller today, so
Yeah.
we're into
Yes, thank you.
into the Halloween music. And question:
Yeah.
we will invariably start Christmas music around the Santa Claus parade, which
Okay.
is in 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Right, everybody. Sunday, November 19th.
Oh, stop.
Here in Belleville is the Santa Claus parade.
And not because I don't want it to happen. It's just now the countdown has started.
Right, it's
Yeah.
in 3 weeks.
I know.
There's a humidex in our
Today.
forecast today. High of 20. Humidex is 25. Santa Claus parade's in 3
3
weeks.
Has it ever been like this for the Santa Claus parade? Do you remember?
I
Has
don't
it
think it's
ever
ever
been really
been
mild?
this. No, I've been there on some bitterly
Well, I know
cold.
you and I have been there on
Oh
some
my gosh,
bitterly cold days.
Because last year we sat in a pile of snow with the chairs.
It was windy last year, yes. Yeah,
with the
but it
great-
was
great
nicer than
gang
the
at
year
your
before.
TV, and the year before, there was no snow,
There was
but
that rain.
and wind, and that was almost worse.
It was worse.
But Halloween, even though there's a fair number of songs, we only play them on Halloween. Like, we don't play them a week before like we do Christmas. It's funny just how I'm thinking from a musical point of view.
It's just the
Nobody
day.
ever says, how come you don't play Thriller for 3 or 4 days before in rotation like you do with Christmas?
Because it's 10 minutes long.
Yeah. That, and I think also because Halloween, you only make so much money. But boy, Christmas.
Halloween isn't the Christmas. You're right.
Yeah.
Halloween isn't the moneymaker Christmas is. That being said, when did I start seeing Halloween? August, I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
Started to see it come out in stores, but
Right.
it's not the moneymaker. You're right. There isn't the cards or there's decorations are a big deal, but we don't give gifts or anything on
Right.
Halloween.
But
We
it's
just buy candy.
Still just songs. You know, if I played Werewolves of London all weekend,
Yeah.
you would know why.
But you're right. There's only a handful
Only so many.
you
Yeah.
can play.
And part
so
of the fun is hearing Ghostbusters.
And we've had requests for that. I'm going
not
to
11 times.
No, exactly.
Like the first couple times.
But we are going to play that on Tuesday, right?
Oh, for sure.
And
We're
Monster
already
Mash.
lined up.
Someone desperately wants Monster Mash.
Really
They've
bad.
even
I know.
emailed in. Did you see that? The request? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have that coming
And
up
that song's
soon.
now 100 years old. It was recorded in 1923.
No, it wasn't.
No.
I was gonna say,
Shut up,
I know. I'm
Mark.
like, wait a minute. No, it's not that. No. You're being
Close.
silly, Mark. Stop that.
Late 1950s, early 1960s.
Was it 50s?
62 or
I would've said
59 or
60s.
something
okay,
like that.
We'll have to look that up.
But anyway, we'll have
It'll be
some
fun
of
on
that.
Tuesday. And we've got our costumes. We've got our costumes ready for
Figured
that
out,
day.
right? Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
get to try it out on the weekend.
But you're bringing most of it in for me, and I'm
I
grateful
know,
for
because
that.
Wayne and
Thank
I
you.
are dressed up as it tomorrow.
Yeah. So am I getting his costume? No.
Well, the accessories, I would
Just
say.
that, right. I'm still providing the body of work, and you're providing accessories.
I guess so, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Okay, yeah. So I want to make sure I'm ready
so
with my
excited
stuff.
for it.
I know.
I love it.
So
I love it.
I want to see pictures because
Yes.
it'll look so good.
I'm kind of curious if there will be any others.
that have.
I'd like to think that I'm the only one that came up with this, but I don't
I
know.
landed on it real fast when you had mentioned,
Yeah.
about the his and her costume. I went, well, come on.
But I wonder if it isn't because of where we work that I came up with that. Like, I wonder if it's as big a thing for other people.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Because what we originally planned on doing was popular with other. That's why we switched it.
Yeah.
Because we had heard other people were doing, I
Yeah.
should just say it, what Wayne and I originally set out to do.
Right.
So I wonder how high on the radar this is for other people.
Well, you'll find out.
I know.
Because if everybody looks at it and you goes, who are you guys? It's like, oh my God.
It makes me feel kind of good because nobody else.
Yeah. But on the other hand, there's like, we have missed the mark.
Well, and I don't think you and I will. But Wayne was, like I said, it took some convincing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, because he did. He's like, really? Do you want to? I'm thinking, how can you even question it? Of course. Like, why didn't we think of this first?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So it'll be fun. And you're going to raise hopefully $5,000 for the local food bank, give or take.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah,
that
that'd
would
be
be
fabulous.
amazing.
That
This
would
is
be
the
great.
first time they've done it, Palmena in Campbellford. So it'll be interesting. Whatever we raise, of course,
Sure.
will be great.
So good.
But it'd be amazing if we could do that for the food bank.
Toronto Marlies are in town to take on the Belleville Senators coming up tonight and tomorrow night. Tomorrow's 95.5 Hits FM night. It's student night tonight. We've got 90s night. We've got some Jonas Brothers tickets for when we play Dance and Then Sit Down, which is otherwise known as musical chairs. We call it Dance and Sit Down. Last chair sitting gets a pair of tickets to
That's pretty
Jonas
awesome.
Brothers on Saturday
Yeah.
night. So we'll see you there for that. It's going to be pretty packed.
Don't forget your donations of winter wear either for the Salvation Army. Their Coats for Folks will be there with a table. Our road crew will be collecting new or gently used outdoor wear. So coats, toques, mitts, whatever you can donate, scarves, be greatly appreciated.
So go through wherever you keep, like we have deacon's benches. That's where we
Yes,
keep all
I
of
got
our
to go through
toques
mine tonight. Yeah.
And invariably we'll find 3 bags of toques and I'll find an excuse to keep every one of them. Why? I wear the same one. And then you bought me the world's greatest toque for Christmas last year with the Bluetooth speakers.
It was great. It was the greatest once we figured out how it worked.
I kept wearing it wrong. Why is the speaker in the front? Maybe if you turn and
then
put
he
it
took
over
it-
your ears.
Yeah, but not before you took it apart.
I took it apart to figure out how to charge it. What a moron. Like I can't be trusted with
Well,
technology.
if you are, I am, because I watched you do it and didn't think anything was wrong.
The two of us with something brand new Bluetooth. Let's watch.
Something techie that.
Oh, so enjoy your weekend, everybody. It's going to be a very busy one. We're back at it on Halloween Eve, Monday, October the 30th. We're going to make that grand prize draw in the Prize Survivor.
Oh.
Somebody is going to
Big
win
day.
the last prize standing, one of the $5,000 prize packs. As we're recording this, only 3 of them remain.
So 2 more
will be
going
eliminated
today.
Last one is going to be the grand prize on Monday to one of our qualifiers who have been eliminating numbers along the way. So good luck with that. Beat the Bank is back, and we'll have some fun on Monday morning with Mark and Charity Mornings on 95.5 Hits FM. Have a great weekend.